Travis Wayne Goodsell brought to my attention that there's more to next week with the Sign in the Heaven video that I did the other day. So yeah, I'll fill you in on it. I'm not going to go over who represents who and explaining how I figured it out. You're just going to have to understand that I figured it out, and that's why I'm talking the way I'm talking in this one. So Trump joins Mercury and Saturn, or Jupiter and Saturn, as Mercury is Trump, on the 10th, which is Sunday. And then and then for the 11th, it's there with Jupiter. This is interesting, as Jupiter passed Saturn not too long ago, and now we have Mercury passing both Saturn and Jupiter. And of course, as you saw in the picture at the beginning of the video, it's there at the goat beast for El Lucifero, inverted pentagram, and Saturn is at the mouth, Mercury is at the tip of the goatee, and Jupiter's below that, or above Mercury but below the jaw, underneath the goatee. So as the previous video, it discussed the religion. This sign deals with government, so that is very interesting, as both government and religion seem to be going down in flames together around the same time period. That is very, very interesting. It does not seem to have any connection to my lawsuit, as much as I want it to. Calgon, give me a break in this case. I mean, I've won. I have kicked the butt of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have confirmed, well, they've confirmed for me that they are participating in the slaughter of Mormons here in Utah, which is tampering with this case and threatening my life as the prosecution in this case. That's pretty serious charges. But I've also got it connected to Joseph Smith's prophecies, along with the Book of Mormon, to show that this was known, and exposes the current church as being the enemies of America. As this morning's email was my condemnation rebuke of the court here in Utah for their seditious aiding and abetting and allowing what happened yesterday to happen. As I'd been doing these lawsuits, not just for me, because I have to do them for me, but also trying to inform as a whistleblower the corruption that's going on, and nobody will listen. And here I am trying to send the warning signal since September 30th, 2019, that this day yesterday was going to happen, and more yet to come. But yeah, the courts are shutting me down to protect the church. And can't do that. If they've got to protect the church, then the church is guilty. And everybody knows the church is guilty now. as I had to rebuke them for their participation in the treason. So it's not my case, obviously, because the judges are all compromised to the church. But I am kind of curious as to what will happen, because Nelson is Mars, and he's going into the sacrificial constellation. And I pointed out how he's with Uranus on the 20th. Uranus depends on the teacher how she pronounces it or they pronounce it as to how we end up pronouncing it later on in life. Uranus is the father of Kronos, who castrates Uranus, and thus to have Uranus there, who has the 12 apostle titans as children, and one of those titans castrates Uranus as he's in Aries, the sacrificial ram, along with Mars. Oh, well, gee, that's Nelson and Oaks. So that was very, very interesting. But to see the government part here, that's also very interesting, is because this is with the goat beast, rather than when Nelson as Mars was in Pisces, he was Dagon, as stars were falling from Dagon since the day before his birthday. Just a flooding of stars to the earth. And now he's going to be sacrificed, along with Oaks. And here we have Trump. As Trump is going to have yet another impeachment in the House. And whether or not the Senate does the acquittal, because Pence has already come out, he declared the riots as insurrection, but he won't do the 25th Amendment to get rid of Trump, who ordered the insurrection. So you see how Pence is sort of trying to separate himself from Trump, but yet not. Just like Romney and Lee and others who they don't want to be on record as being a part of the insurrection, as others in the House and Senate are. But yeah, they're called flip-floppers for a reason. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi made it very clear, we will proceed with impeachment if Pence and the cabinet do not go forward with the 25th Amendment. And Pence has already come out, I'm not doing the 25th Amendment. So Pelosi will therefore be proceeding with insurrection or impeachment for insurrection. The previous one was for bribery. Now it's for sedition. Right there in the Constitution. So we'll see. The Senate is flipped. If they can get the Georgia senators sworn in before the impeachment, Trump's gone. He will be impeached. And he will be forced out. So, yeah, we got some wild rides ahead as Trump no longer is able to communicate with his loyalists on Twitter, as he's been banned from Twitter. I mean, it's about time. He's been violating their what do you call it, the privacy public guidelines or whatever. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend Everybody is expecting a whole flood of pardons, especially for the rioters, the seditionist traitors. So we'll see. I just thought I'd update you on what's going on here. We got some big changes coming.